from China, Chen on vault.
This is a vault that is only out of a 9.8, a 1.5 twisting Yurchenko. Again,
the vault that Carrie Strug made famous, the same one she did on that injured ankle in Atlanta. Wow. And that actually was not a very well done vault at all. A little bit too whippy, not enough bounce off of the horse.
Well, there's what she meant to do. I don't think I've ever seen that, a cartwheel coming back.
One more practice turn for her.
What she needs to do to improve on this vault is to get more height, a cleaner twist in the air, and because it's a blind landing, she has to open up at the right time in order to try to even nail the landing. That's where all these mistakes are coming from, unnecessary steps on the landing.
It's a very young Chinese team we have here. Only one member from the 1996 Olympic team. She'll do the same vault. A little bit better.
You can see the youth of the Chinese reflected in their faces, but seem to be unfazed by the pressure of this international competition as the fanfare sounds the end of the second rotation. And her vault average score, 9.137. So the U.S. marches off for a rest. They'll have a bye in the third rotation, while the Romanians have tried to regroup from their disastrous start. And at the end of two rotations here in Cincinnati, it is the U.S. still holding the lead, with China now second and Romania third. We'll be back. Welcome back to Cincinnati. The United States has completed two events. They have the bye this round, and so the standings after one event show the U.S. in front. Gina Gogean of Romania, the silver medalist in the Olympic all-around last summer, is now in an unfamiliar role. For more on that, here's Beth Ruyak.
Gina Gogean isn't used to being the leader of the team. In fact, she isn't even really comfortable with it. When I asked her about that role here, she said, "It's just me alone." And she's saying that because she misses the teammates that she grew up with. She misses their strength and their closeness. That was the Romanian team in Atlanta that overcame tremendous problems to make history.
It had never happened before. 3 Romanian flags raised in the Olympic individual all-around. Gina Gogean, she'd lived away from home since she was 12 years old, and on that night, she received her silver medal from Nadia Comaneci.
Mi-am adus aminte de cât de mult am muncit pentru.
She said this was her most treasured medal. She'd worked so hard to have the best results of her life. But the Romanians came to win the team gold medal, and that dream unraveled before competition even started. Ana Maria Bacan was injured while training in Atlanta. They were the favorite for the gold. But after mistakes and disappointments, they were just trying to survive.
I feel like to be with a commando trying to survive. This is for us, was for us very hard, because we feel everybody against us. I'm sorry to say this, but we feel the media, the people inside the hall, everybody, judges against us.
The Romanian team bronze medal felt more like a symbol of defeat. But saviors appeared in the all-around. Their names were Milo, Simona, and Gina. Coach Octavian Belu did not get what he expected at the Olympics, but his prayers were answered.
What I feel, I said somewhere it's a God who make the right things.
The team misses the presence of Milo, the outspoken leader. Now it is Gina Gogean's turn to lead the young ones. Gina has accepted the task, but she says, I try to do my best, but without Milo, I feel alone.
Gina Gogean still adjusting to her role as team leader and trying to rally these youngsters after a disastrous start on bars, trying to redeem themselves here on beam. This is Dobrescu.
Tom, you talk about pressure being the first one up. This sets the pace for the entire team. Now, Alexandra does have some international experience. However, she was not part of the '96 Olympic squad.
A lot of the same tumbling sequences that you saw in the past, the athletes will not be performing because they just don't receive that type of bonus. But as Elfie mentioned, she does have more experience than many of her teammates. She competed last year in the United States at the 1996 American Cup, placing 4th in the all-around.
Getting set for a tumbling skill, a front somersault. You'll be seeing a lot of this skill in many routines, and
wow,
big break.
This is bad news for Team Romania. You fall off the apparatus, it is a mandatory 5/10 of a point deduction, and you don't want that to happen with your first athlete. That means all 4 of the next performers must hit to not count a break.
Their dismount. Gainer back handspring, 2-foot, back handspring, double tuck.
And the problems continue for the Romanians. Remember now, the U.S. has a bye in this round, and so we'll see the Chinese competing on bars. This is Wang.
Well, many of the countries have been complaining about the new code of points, and you know, it does take some time to develop the new trends, but these athletes here from the Chinese team are trendsetters. They've always been. This is their event. They do some of the most interesting combinations in the world.
Very, very difficult, intricate combinations as well. It's almost like they wrote the code of points. That's very, very difficult, all done in sequence. Beautiful pirouetting moves that land exactly in a handstand in what we call an L grip.
Not only that, Tim, but that skill you just saw her perform going to the high bar, very difficult. Most athletes choose to do very simple skills to get back on the high bar, but they don't. They go that extra bit.
All of her teammates encouraging her to stick that landing.
That's sort of a universal language, isn't it? Stick.
Sure is. From
Right.
start to finish, though, this exercise is just jam-packed. All of the other athletes from all around the world, as Elfie mentioned, they're struggling with the new code of points, but the Chinese with skills like that, done in combination.
They have the pretty form. Their handstands are executed perfectly, but they also have the flexibility in their shoulders to complete skills like this.
Now, for you folks at home, you're going to see this quite a bit from the Chinese. Just put your arms over your head and rotate your shoulders completely in. That's how they're swinging around the bar. Very difficult.
It now, and I'm having problems, Tim. But she had no problems. 9, 6, 7, 5, and you get the idea that the U.S. team, watching with a bye, has found that the Chinese are going to be the major competition here.